When's the last time you were truly alone? Not in a physically separate space, but alone in your thoughts, free from the watchful eyes of technology. It's becoming a rare experience in our era of hypersurveillance. But what if the next wave of surveillance isn't about passive observation? What if it's about shaping your environment to nudge you in certain directions? Enter the world of behavioral AI, a chilling prospect where artificial intelligence doesn't just observe your behavior, it actively influences it. First things first, let's break down this term, behavioral AI. It sounds like something straight out of a dystopian novel, and that's not far from the truth. In simple terms, behavioral AI refers to the use of artificial intelligence to understand, predict, and influence human behavior. This could range from personalizing your online shopping experience to more sinister applications like manipulating voting patterns or inciting riots. The idea is that AI algorithms can analyze vast amounts of data about individuals or groups, finding patterns that predict future actions. Then they can use this prediction to influence people's decisions through targeted nudges. Picture this. You're scrolling through your social media feed and you keep seeing posts about how great life insurance is. Suddenly you start questioning whether you have enough coverage for your family. Without realizing it, you've been nudged towards a specific action, buying life insurance. It might seem harmless, even helpful, but the scary part is that these nudges can be applied to far more consequential decisions. So let's talk about the dark side of behavioral AI. One of the most alarming applications of behavioral AI is in the realm of autonomous weapons. Yes, the Terminator might be closer to reality than we think. Autonomous weapons are exactly what they sound like. Lethal weapons that can select and engage targets without human intervention. The idea is that these weapons could be programmed to identify and neutralize threats, freeing up human soldiers to focus on other tasks. But this raises a host of ethical and safety concerns. First, how do you program an autonomous weapon to distinguish between combatants and civilians? If it makes a mistake, who's responsible? And how do we prevent these weapons from falling into the wrong hands? These are critical questions that we need to answer before we unleash killer robots on the world. But autonomous weapons are just the tip of the iceberg. Behavioral AI also has implications for our civil liberties and democracy. Take surveillance, for example. Imagine a world where every move you make is tracked and analyzed by an algorithm. Every purchase you make, every website you visit, every friend you message could be recorded and used against you. In such a world, privacy would be a thing of the past, and the potential for abuse would be enormous. Governments could use behavioral AI to identify and suppress dissidents. Businesses could use it to manipulate consumers. The possibilities for misuse are endless. And it's not just theoretical, it's already happening. In mainland China, the authorities have been using facial recognition technology to track and identify citizens, often without their knowledge or consent. The technology is so advanced that it can even recognize people wearing masks. The implications for civil liberties and human rights are chilling. But it's not just about what's happening in China. In the United States, law enforcement agencies have been using predictive policing algorithms to identify people who are likely to commit crimes. These algorithms are trained on historical data, which means that they can perpetuate and even amplify existing biases. The result is a system that targets minorities and perpetuates a cycle of over-policing and mass incarceration. But the threat posed by behavioral AI goes beyond surveillance and policing. It also has the potential to undermine democracy itself. Imagine a world where elections are decided not by the votes of citizens, but by the algorithms of tech companies. In recent years, social media platforms have been under fire for allowing foreign governments and organizations to manipulate their sites to influence elections. Facebook, for example, was used extensively during the Brexit vote and the 2016 US presidential election to spread fake news and propaganda. If that's what happened then, imagine what could happen with more sophisticated behavioral AI systems in the mix. But hey, let's take a step back and look at the brighter side of things. Maybe it's not too late to turn this AI ship around. Maybe we can find ways to harness its power for good. Well, if you're feeling optimistic, here are some ideas worth considering. For starters, we could use behavioral AI to improve public services. Imagine an AI system that analyzes data to identify the needs of a community and then develops personalized interventions to meet those needs. For example, AI could be used to develop targeted campaigns to reduce smoking rates or increase vaccination rates. It could also be used to personalize education, tailoring lessons to the needs of individual students and helping them learn more effectively. But let's not get carried away. While these applications have tremendous potential, they also come with risks. We need to ensure that these systems are designed and used ethically, that they protect the privacy and autonomy of individuals, and that they don't perpetuate existing biases or create new ones. This will require a careful balancing act, one that requires us to confront some uncomfortable truths about ourselves. For starters, we need to acknowledge that we're all susceptible to manipulation, even if we think we're being rational and independent. Behavioral AI exploits our cognitive biases, our emotional vulnerabilities, and our social influences to get us to take certain actions. It preys on our tendency to conform, our desire for approval, and our susceptibility to suggestion. But recognizing these vulnerabilities is the first step towards overcoming them. By understanding how behavioral AI works, we can develop strategies to resist its influence. We also need to acknowledge that we live in a surveillance state. Whether we realize it or not, we're constantly being watched, our every move tracked and analyzed. Behavioral AI simply takes this surveillance to a new level, making it more precise, more pervasive, and more insidious. But by acknowledging the reality of surveillance, we can demand greater transparency and accountability from those who wield this power. We can push for laws and regulations that protect our privacy and security. Ultimately, the fight against behavioral AI is a fight for our freedom, our autonomy, and our very humanity. It's a fight to ensure that we remain in control of our own lives and that we're not simply pawns in a game played by algorithms. It won't be easy, but it's a fight worth having. Now let's shift gears and explore another intriguing aspect of AI: how it's evolving to mimic the complexity of the human brain. Enter the world of neuromorphic computing, where machines are taking inspiration from neurons to solve real-world problems. It's a fascinating journey into the future of AI. Join me as we delve into the exciting advancements in neuromorphic computing. Don't miss out on this thrilling exploration of AI's next frontier. Click here to subscribe and stay ahead of the curve. Dive into the cutting-edge research and discoveries shaping the future of technology. Subscribe now and be a part of the AI revolution. In the end, the rise of behavioral AI forces us to confront fundamental questions about what it means to be human in an increasingly automated world. As we move forward, we must remain vigilant, proactive, and united in our efforts to ensure that AI technology serves humanity, not the other way around. The future of our autonomy, our freedom, and our very humanity hangs in the balance, and the time to act is now. As always, thanks for joining me on this thought-provoking journey. I'm your host. Until next time, stay curious and keep asking questions. Together, we can navigate the complexities of AI and shape its future for the betterment of humanity. Let's keep exploring, keep learning, and keep growing together. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next one.